In a distant galaxy, far beyond the reaches of human exploration, there existed a planet called Aquaria. The inhabitants of Aquaria were a peaceful, water-dependent species known as the Aquarians. They revered water as the source of all life, treating it with the utmost respect and care. To them, water was sacred, a gift from the cosmos that sustained their bodies, their crops, and their very souls. One day, a young Aquarian girl named Luma was chosen for a special mission. Luma was curious, bright, and adventurous, with shimmering blue skin that glowed faintly in the dark. Her people had recently detected strange signals from a nearby planet, Earth. The Aquarian Council decided to send Luma to investigate, as her keen observational skills and quick thinking made her the perfect candidate for the task. Equipped with a cloaking device and a translator, Luma boarded her small, spherical spacecraft and set off for Earth. As she approached the planet, she marveled at its vibrant blue and green hues. "So much water," she whispered to herself, her heart swelling with joy. She couldn't wait to learn how the Earthlings honored this precious resource. Luma landed in a quiet forest near a small human town. She activated her cloaking device, making herself invisible to human eyes, and began her exploration. First, everything seemed wonderful. She saw humans drinking water, bathing in it, and using it to grow plants. "They must cherish water as much as we do," she thought, feeling a sense of kinship with these strange creatures. But as the days passed, Luma began to notice things that made her uneasy. She saw humans wasting water, leaving taps running, overfilling their bathtubs, and hosing down their driveways. She watched in horror as factories dumped toxic chemicals into rivers, turning the clear, life-giving liquid into a murky, poisonous sludge. Her heart ached as she saw plastic waste floating in the oceans, choking the marine life she had come to admire. One day, Luma ventured into a bustling city. The noise and chaos overwhelmed her, but she pressed on, determined to understand these humans. She followed a group of people into a large building and found herself in a water park. At first, she was delighted by the sight of children playing in the water, their laughter echoing through the air. But her joy quickly turned to panic as she realized the sheer amount of water being used and wasted for mere entertainment. Luma watched in disbelief as massive slides dumped thousands of gallons of water into pools, only for it to be drained and refilled again and again. She saw people throwing food and trash into the water, treating it as if it were worthless. Her hands trembled as she activated her holographic recorder, capturing every disturbing detail to report back to her people. As the sun set, Luma retreated to a quiet spot by a river to gather her thoughts. She felt a deep sadness for the humans, who seemed to take water for granted. How can they not see what they're doing, she wondered. Don't they understand how precious this resource is? Just as she was about to leave, Luma noticed a small group of humans gathered by the riverbank. They were holding signs that read, "Save our water," and "Protect the rivers." Intrigued, she moved closer to listen. The humans were talking about pollution, climate change, and the importance of conserving water. Luma's heart lifted as she realized that not all humans were careless. Some were fighting to protect the very thing she held so dear. One of the activists, a young woman named Maya, spoke passionately about the need for change. "Water is life," she said. "If we don't take care of it, we're not just harming the planet, we're harming ourselves." Luma felt a surge of hope. Maybe there was still a chance for humans to learn and grow. That night, Luma made a decision. Instead of returning to Aquaria right away, she would stay on Earth a little longer. She wanted to learn more about these humans, their flaws, their potential, and their capacity for change. She began following Maya and her group, observing their efforts to clean up rivers, plant trees, and educate others about water conservation. Over time, Luma grew to admire Maya and her friends. They worked tirelessly, often facing ridicule and resistance, but they never gave up. Luma even found ways to help them in secret, using her advanced technology to purify water and remove pollutants. She knew she couldn't reveal herself, but she felt a deep connection to these humans who were fighting for a better future. One evening, as Luma watched the sun dip below the horizon, she felt a mix of emotions. She was saddened by the damage humans had done to their planet, but she was also inspired by their resilience and determination. She realized that humans were not so different from her own people. They were capable of both great harm and great good. When it was finally time to return to Aquaria, Luma compiled her findings into a detailed report. She included not only the negative aspects of human behavior but also the positive efforts of people like Maya. She hoped her report would encourage her people to reach out to humans, to share their knowledge and help them heal their planet. Back on Aquaria, the council listened intently as Luma presented her findings. Some members were horrified by the waste and destruction, while others were inspired by the stories of hope and change. After much discussion, the council decided to send a delegation to Earth, not to judge or interfere, but to offer guidance and support. Luma was overjoyed. She knew it would take time for humans to change their ways, but she believed in their potential. As she looked up at the stars, she felt a sense of peace. The journey had been difficult, but it had also been enlightening. She had seen the worst of humanity and the best. And she knew that, with a little help, they could learn to cherish water as much as she did.